Dear friend, welcome to the another video lecture. In this video lecture, we are going to derive the capacitance and resistance expressions of spherical and isolated capacitive structures. Before deriving the expressions, we should keep certain points in our mind. They are, we have to select the proper coordinate system, and the structure is spherical, so we will opt the spherical coordinate system. We have to assume that the inner sphere and outer sphere should carry the positive and negative charges respectively, and we have to use Gauss law to find the electric field intensity E, and we can compute V by using V equal to minus of integral E bar dot dl bar. Finally, we can get the expressions for the capacitance C by using C equal to the ratio of absolute value of the charge to the absolute value of the voltage, and we neglect the negative sign in the derivations. Now, let us consider a capacitive, a spherical capacitor. So we have a sphere, and the radius of the sphere is A, and we will be having the concentric outer sphere whose radius is B. The inner sphere we consider as 1, the outer sphere we consider as 2. The inner sphere is having positive charge on its surface, and the outer sphere is carrying the negative charge on its surface. And we consider that the outer sphere radius B is greater than the inner sphere radius A, and the overall radius of the spherical structure will be between A and B. Now we try to derive the expression. First thing that we have to consider the coordinate system as spherical coordinate system. Number 2, the structuring elements like inner sphere and outer sphere carry the positive charge as well as the negative charges. Third one, by using Gauss law, we have to find the electric field intensity. So from Gauss law, we know that Q equal to closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar, and we can write this d bar as epsilon E bar. So taking epsilon outside, so surface integral of E bar dot ds bar. Here the flux lines are going in the direction of radius of the sphere. So here we will be writing ER and surface integral ds, and the dot product leads to the scalar quantities. So here epsilon, then ER, then surface integral of ds gives the surface area of that sphere. So we write that one as 4 pi r square. So here we get the expression for ER as Q by 4 pi epsilon r square. And writing this one in the form of vector, we can write E bar equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon r square AR bar. Next step is we have to use V, and we have to get the expression of V by using minus of integral E bar dot dl bar. We have the expression of E as Q by 4 pi epsilon r square AR bar dot dl bar we are writing as dr AR bar in the radial direction. As we know that the dot product between the similar unit vectors will be always 1. So here I am writing AR bar dot AR bar will be always 1. So minus of integral Q by 4 pi epsilon r square. Then we are left over with dr. Now to look for the integration, then we have to see the direction of the flux. The flux are moving from positive to negative. That means we are moving from the sphere 1 to sphere 2, that is from A to B. So here we are writing moving from A to B. Right. So here the integration is with respect to R. So all the remaining terms will be treated to be constants. So we are writing outside the integration as minus of q by 4 pi epsilon. Then integration A to B 1 by R square dr. And simplifying this one, q by 4 pi epsilon. Then integration A to B, writing this one as R power minus 2, then dr. This is minus, okay. So V equal to minus of q by 4 pi epsilon. Then integrating that one, we get R power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1, and the limits are A to B. So V equal to minus q by 4 pi epsilon R power minus 1 by minus 1 A to B. And here we can write V equal to q by minus of 4 pi epsilon, then it is minus of 1 by R, the limits are A to B. So writing that one, V equal to minus of q by 4 pi epsilon minus of 1 by R A to B, V equal to minus q by 4 pi epsilon minus of 1 by B, then minus of 1 by A. So we can write V equal to minus q by 4 pi epsilon minus 1 by B plus 1 by A, rewriting that expression minus of q by 4 pi epsilon 1 by A minus 1 by B, which is equal to V. So after getting V, we have to take this V towards right side in the denominator and keeping the q there itself, and remaining terms taking to the left side, then we get 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to minus of q by V. So here taking the absolute value of q to the absolute value of V equal to 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A minus 1 by B, and we call this ratio as capacitance C. So C equal to 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A minus 1 by B. So this is the capacitance expression of the spherical capacitor. Here 4 pi is constant, epsilon is the permittivity, and it is the permittivity of the dielectric medium or material that was used in between the inner sphere and outer sphere, and A is the radius of the inner sphere and B is the radius of the outer sphere, and the units for this capacitance is farad. Now to see the resistance, we know the product of resistance and capacitance is the ratio of sigma to epsilon, then R equal to epsilon by sigma into C. So epsilon by sigma, and C is substituted with 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A minus 1 by B. So here we can write finally R equal to this epsilon get cancelled, and we get 1 by A minus 1 by B by 4 pi sigma, and the unit will be ohm. Next, we will be moving on to the isolated capacitor. So we have the previous structure like this. So we have the inner sphere and we have the outer sphere. Inner sphere radius is A, outer sphere radius is B. We consider this one as sphere 1, we consider this one as sphere 2, and sphere 1 carries the positive charge on its surface, and the outer sphere or sphere 2 carries the negative charge on its surface. So here we consider B is greater than A. And the capacitance for that spherical capacitor is given by 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A minus 1 by B. As the title says that it is isolated capacitor. That means we take this outer sphere towards infinity. That means we are increasing B towards infinity. So then by taking B tends to infinity, we call the spherical capacitor as isolated capacitor. So then C equal to 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A minus 1 by infinity, where this 1 by infinity gives us 0. So therefore C equal to 4 pi epsilon by 1 by A, and it is 0. So C equal to 4 pi epsilon A is the capacitance expression of the isolated capacitor, and the units here is farad. Now, in order to write the resistance of the isolated capacitor, we know that the product of resistance and capacitor will be equal to epsilon by sigma, then R equal to epsilon by sigma multiplied by C. So therefore, epsilon by sigma into 4 pi epsilon A, where epsilon get cancelled, and we will be left over with 4 pi A sigma. So therefore, the resistance of the isolated capacitor is given by 1 by 4 pi A sigma ohm. Hope you understood this video lecture. If you feel this lecture is informative, please do like, comment, share and subscribe my channel for more technical content. Thanks for watching.